Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for coming today. We'll start the service formally in a few minutes with the ringing of the bell, the Kansho, the calling bell. And the calling bell is meant to bring our scattered thoughts together here, just like in the village setting. When the temple started service, they'd ring the bell and the villagers would all come to the temple. We can think of our scattered thoughts as coming together here. So it's a very beautiful bell. I hope you enjoy the ringing of it. In the meanwhile, if you haven't offered incense, you're certainly welcome to do so. We'll be starting in just a minute. Thank you. Samandap, 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 samandap.
Good morning. My name is Anne, and I welcome you all to today's service. Today, our Dharma leader will be Bill Teague, our certified minister's assistant, and he is assisted by Yukari Williams and also Katie. Okay. We'll begin this service with silent meditation.
Please go ahead and put your hands together in Kansho. And I just wanted to give a little background on the reading I'll do at the beginning of the meditation. Many of you remember Reverend Dr. Todd Tsuchiya. He provided a Dharma talk for us, and both for the youth and the adults, back for a Gotane service in 2022 during the pandemic. And among other things, in Japan, he's connected to the temple to the degree that he and Reverend Smitty were part of the same class working on their ordination in Japan. He was assisting the Twin Cities Buddhist Association and in Minnesota, but more recently he serves the Midwest Buddhist Temple in Chicago. So the reading you'll be hearing is from a brief Dharma talk he gave that's currently on the BCA website. So please put your hands together in Kansho. I'll ring the bell once at the beginning and at the end of the meditation. When we place together our right and left hand, it is symbolic of putting together opposites. You and me, right and left, day and night, ourselves and Amida Buddha, ignorance and wisdom. Our left hand represents our human realm filled with our self-centered attachments. Our right hand represents the world of awakening or enlightenment. When we put our hands together, we are saying they are not separate, but really one. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namandab, Samandab, Samandab, Samandab.
We'll now have Sutra chanting Juseige on page 35.
Ga goncho se gan ishi mu jodo shi gan fu manzo se fu jo shogak ga o mu ryoko fu i dai se shu Fusai Shobingu Seifu Joshogak Gashi Jobundo Myosho Chojippo Kukyo Mishomon Seifu Joshogak Ryokujin shonen Joe shubongyo Shigumu jodo Isho tenin shi Jinriki endaiko Fusho musaido Shoujo sankumyo Kosai shuyakunan Kai chi eget Meshi kongmo an Heisoku sho akudo Tsudaten zen shumon Koso jo manzok Ioro jippo Nichigaten shujuki Tenko onpugen Ishukai hozo Koseku doku ho Jo dai shuchu Seppo shishiku Kuyo isai but Gusoku shutoku ho Gan e shinjoman Toku i sangayo Nyobuten mugechi Tsudaten mifusho Gangaku eri Toshi sai shoso Shiganyakoka Daisen okando Kokusho tenin Uchi myoke Namo Amida Butsu Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Kanishiku Pyodo Seisai No Bodaishi Ojo Yasho, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namandabs, Namandabs, Namandabs.
We'll now have the Dharma School message by Bill.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for coming. Some of you know that a number of our Dharma School teachers are at the Federated Dharma School Teachers League's meeting. We wish them well. They're there to go ahead and learn how to do an even better job of sharing the Dharma with our youth, so we really appreciate it. I see a few Dharma School students, so I don't have any job. Sometimes I make the Dharma School students do things, but this time you have an easy job. I just like you, if you could come forward and sit in the front pew, then I can go ahead and address you guys directly. That's fine if you'd like. Sure. You can sit on the floor, or there's a pew too. Yeah, oh, this is lovely. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, that's fine. Don't have to be on the floor if you don't want to, but the floor is a nice place to sit. You know, the old people, I'm speaking for myself, may read about how lively the folks are in Okinawa. It's one of the so-called blue zones where people routinely live very long, healthy lives. And one reason they think they live long and healthy lives is because they stay limber. They sit on the floor and they get up from the floor every day, many times a day. So they stay in good shape. So this is for the adults, not for the kids. But one of the tests that medical doctors do to see how functioning you are as an older person is to have you sit on the floor and see how long it takes you to get up. How much assistance you need. Now, I have another test myself, and that is if you get up from an easy chair, how much noise you make when you get up. But they're both good tests. So sitting on the floor, we happen to have that as part of our cultural DNA here at the Buddhist Temple of San Diego because it was started by the Japanese American community and still predominantly Japanese American, great diversity, and we appreciate that. But think about that. Joyce and I aren't sitting on the floor yet, but we might end up there. We'll see how it goes. So, Dharma School students, most of you have heard this before, but when you come into the temple, at the doorway, at the entryway, there's a kind of small ritual you do. So, I just wanted to go over that briefly, and then I have a very brief message. So, as far as the ritual when we go in the door, what's important? Yeah. Well, do we have everybody raise their hands? I'll start with you. Oh, she's great. I can't even call anyone else now because she's got it. You bow and then you enter with your left foot. So you heard me talk about the Kansho hand position, and it really is a long tradition in Buddhism that one hand is you with human imperfections, the other hand is this ideal, this Buddha, and this is our way of becoming one with Buddha. I know becoming one with Buddha is sort of a cliche in Buddhism, but that's really what we're doing. Suddenly, all of the problems we have that get in our way go away, at least for a moment. One with Buddha. So it's very nice. And then because it's the left hand that represents us, the tradition is that you enter with your left foot. And then the tradition is that when you leave, do you just turn your back on the Buddha and keep going out the door? No. What do you do? Okay, this time I get to... Yeah, you face the Buddha. So in my mind, and maybe for the younger students, this is the way to think about it, is that we're not going to go ahead and when you walk and say, "Hi, Buddha!" But if you go ahead and a slight bow, that's your way of saying, "Hi, Buddha." Okay, inside you can say, "Hi, Buddha." And then when you leave and you turn to face the Buddha and you bow, that's your goodbye, Buddha. So that might be one way to think. And then finally, as you folks already know, most of you, when you leave with your right foot. Just put your right foot back. Bow, right foot back. And then you can turn around. So that's all great. And as long as I'm on that topic, if you find yourself doing a quick perfunctory bow, just duck down real quick, that's okay. But I'm going to suggest you also try and just take a little moment. So it's important. So you've said hi to the Buddha. To show the Buddha respect, you can just take a moment. Same thing offering incense. Same style is always nice. It's never wrong. But the fact that you're even here offering incense, coming into the temple, bowing when you come in, fast or slow, it's all really good. Okay, so I really appreciate it. All right, so here's the Dharma message. How do you be a good Buddhist? In one sentence. That's kind of a hard question, but yeah. That was the answer. How do you be a good Buddhist? Be kind. Everything else follows from that. So how do you be a good Christian? Be kind. How do you become a good Muslim? Be kind. How do you become a good Jew? Be kind. All of the world's great religions, they might have different language, but that's what unites us with all the religions. So that's when the Dalai Lama, sometimes he says these great, beautiful things. My religion is kindness. So you could almost say all religion is kindness if you understand the religion well. So I was going to leave it at there, but I'll just say I understand because I'm a kid to a large degree too. I get upset, I get angry, I get excited, I lose perspective. It's not always easy to be kind, okay? But that's okay because you're also human. We get to be human. And some people think that to be a good Buddhist, you have to stop being human. But the real tradition is that only humans can become Buddhas. It doesn't mean that your pets don't have Buddha nature. Your cat or your dog, they have great Buddha nature, and you can learn from watching them. We have Buddha nature, but because our minds are working too much sometimes, or we get looking at the wrong thing, in this life, only humans can become Buddhas. Only humans need to become Buddhas when we see our shortcomings. So anyway, it's okay to be human. So don't, if you goof up, if you get angry, if you realize, oh, I wasn't kind then, that's okay. But you get a chance, you get another chance. We always have another chance to be kind. So thank you to the Dharma School for listening to that. And could you all join me in Kansho, please? Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandabs, namandabs, namandabs. Thank you, Dharma School students. You're welcome to go back to your families or classes if you'd like.
Thank you for your message, Bill. Will you all please rise for the recitation of the Jodo Shinshu Creed, which is an insert in the service book? Jodo Shinshu Creed. I put my trust in the vow of Amida Buddha. Reciting Namo Amida Butsu, let us live life to the utmost with strength and joy. I look to the light of Amida Buddha. Constantly reflecting upon myself, let us strive to live a life of gratitude. I shall follow the teaching of Amida Buddha, awakening to the right path. Let us share the true Dharma with others. I rejoice in the compassion of compassion of Amida Buddha, mutually respecting and aiding each other. Let us endeavor to work for the good of all. Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, and please remain standing for the Gatha Namo Amida Butsu on page 122. Thank you so much. Everybody, please be seated. And if anyone has announcements at this time, please come forward.
I'm here to remind everybody that the temple will be having its annual Japanese Cultural Bazaar on Sunday, June 1st. We are in need of volunteers, so please sign up. There is a sign-up sheet downstairs on the board. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. This is just a friendly reminder. Pickleball is on the verge of May 4th, Sunday, May 4th, 8 a.m. in the annex. So if you're interested in playing some pickleball, come on out. We have, it's all levels, so you can learn, you can practice, and get some exercise before service. Thanks.
Hi, everybody. I'm your refrigerator cleaning lady. As we've been announcing, let's see, we did a big cleanup and we tossed old things. In one of the refrigerators, the things that are on the left side, if it's not used up by today, I will remove it. So claim your stuff if you need it. Condiments we're keeping. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Today, the Junior Japanese Coordinating Council is having their senior lunch, Keido Kai. You had to have signed up, but we could definitely use helpers to pour tea. Thank you.
From the refrigerator cleanup lady to the camping guy, here we go. Who likes camping here? Anybody? Wonderful. You know, I've been up here almost every week announcing we're going camping Memorial Day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You don't have to go camping all 3 nights, but we have those reserved Burnt Wrench area campgrounds in Lake and Mount Laguna. Please see me after service, or I think there's an email that's gone out to Dharma School. I don't know where Lisa is, but I think she will push another one out. Don't have to stay all 3 nights, but we'd love to have you, and we're filling up. So contact me afterwards. Service, thank you.
Hi, I'm Penelope, and I have another performance announcement for Pasaka. There is the 38th annual junior concert. It's the Rhythm of Tradition at San Isidro High School, May 31st, 2025, 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. If you would want to know more about the event or want to know about tickets, you can talk to me, my brother, or my parents. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. So Dharma School also is volunteering at Feeding San Diego on Saturday, May 17th from 1 to 3 p.m. I'm going to push out, we've had some people sign up. There are still spots available, so we're going to also send, in addition to the camping, that registration. It's a great opportunity. So if you haven't done it before and you're available, that would be great. We're also opening up to the Sangha as well, so we'll also send that link out, and we need to sign up by May 3rd. I think that's this week. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We would like to excuse the Dharma School students so they can come up for Oshoko and they can go to their classes. And thank you, Brevin, for doing the live stream. I know you're going off to teach, so. Morning, Nikki. Feeling better? No. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Brevin. We'll now continue with the adult portion of the service, and we will begin with Vadana and Tisarana on page 96. And please join from the beginning where it says leader.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Kie Butsu. Namo Kie Ho. Namo Kie So. Hands together in Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
We'll now have our adult Dharma message by Bill. Thank you.
Thanks, Ann. I really appreciate it. Also appreciate everyone chanting so nicely. I'm going to need some help with, or I can come down, but I'm hoping somebody could turn on the big TV, but maybe it's confusing because there's two remotes. You want the remote with the batteries taped on the back of it, and then there's a power switch. Okay, I'll excuse me just 1 second, and we'll get this running for you. Oh, thank you. Our friend Rick Cheeks is going to go ahead and help us. We tested earlier today before you got here, so I'm optimistic that we'll be seeing it. I put together this talk to follow a little bit on the very simple discussion we had with the Dharma School kids. We may not be using this language throughout today's talk, the adult talk, but it will focus on issues of duality and non-duality or oneness, because it's always confusing in Buddhism, I think. We hear different things that don't quite add up, and part of it has to do with the way in which we have a truth or a conventional way of looking at things in this world, and then there is a kind of absolute truth, which is the Buddha's view or the Buddha's field or the Buddha's land way of looking at things. So there will be no quotation or homily just now, but if you could put your hands together on Gassho, let's recite the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Da. So in Japan, there's a concept called Nitai, which means two truths. So already you see we're dealing with duality. Isn't Buddhism supposed to be about oneness? But the idea with two truths is that there is conventional truth, which is the truth that exists here in our everyday life, or if you want to get heavy and Buddhist about it, this world of difficulty, this world of samsara, because as well off as we all have it, we do have to deal with disappointments at the least, and sometimes real pain at the worst, often because loved ones are taken from us, for example, or we get a bad medical prognosis that really turns everything upside down. The other truth of the two truths is absolute truth. Now I apologize, I didn't research if you take a look at the Japanese at the top, you'll know how bad my Japanese is. I can recognize ni. There's two marks, so I'm okay with that. But I don't know all of the kanji that make up Thai, and Google Translate is not a perfect solution yet, but I hope to get that better. But what I like about the concept of two truths is that it also harmonizes with another tradition in Japan, which is that there are two benefits to the Buddha's teachings. And how can there be two benefits? Well, the thinking is that one benefits us in this world of samsara, and the other benefits us in the transformation that may await us after we die. So it's a simplification, but you could say the benefits of the Buddha's teachings in this life and the benefits of the Buddha's teachings in the next life. I kind of like that approach because some of us have problems with what Buddhism says about the next life, especially if we take it literally, which is not wrong to take it literally. It doesn't seem something that we can validate or confirm logically. I'll touch on that in a minute, but let me just go on for a second. I have to give credit where credit is due. Some of you know the American Buddhist Studies Center. It's affiliated with the New York Buddhist Church in New York. And side by side, next to the Buddhist church, is this study center, both of which were established by Reverend Seki. I'm suddenly forgetting his first name, but he actually founded that temple, and he was given this fabulous townhouse on the Upper East Side, on Riverside Drive, and it has a great history. It was built for Marion Davies, silent film star, by Randolph Hearst. She was his sweetie, so he built her this fabulous townhome. He had nothing but money, and now although it's ancient by American standards, it's pretty old, it's in beautiful condition and shape. So I'm just going to sneak in a plug here, and that is that if any of the temple members do find themselves in New York, you might want to contact the New York Buddhist Church, because they will rent an apartment at much less than a hotel price, and you're in this fabulous area of New York. A beautiful view of the Hudson River, etc. So just a passing comment. And as far as credit where credit is due, the simple diagram I'm about to share is one that helped me a lot when I was trying to figure out why stuff didn't make as much sense as I wanted it to in Buddhism. Oh, I should go ahead and just say that this comes from Reverend Dr. Taitetsu Uno, a very important minister and scholar and teacher in our tradition. We actually sell 2 of his books in the back in the bookstore. Bits of Rubble Turned to Gold, and then one on River of Fire, River of Water, I think. I probably have the name wrong of that one. So it's not a very complicated diagram, is it? So what are we looking at here? It's not done yet, but this is to suggest our lives as a horizontal line. And moreover, as we all know, to our regret, time keeps marching forward. So there actually is movement from, in our culture, it would be left to right. And we can call this karmic time because although Jodo Shinshu has, in Buddhism, really has its own way of looking at karma. It's not quite what you see on bumper stickers or in popular understanding. It's not a moral retribution force, for example, that something's going to get you because you were bad, so something's going to catch up with you. It really just means that things have causes and conditions, that the good things we experience, the bad things we experience, have causes, they have conditions. And the horizontal line is sometimes modified to show those peaks and valleys. This is very stylized, so it's nice and regular, but most of us, if we tracked what we think of our days, good or bad, it'll be quite jagged. But it just to represent that there are ups and downs as far as karmic time goes. So why is the graph not complete? It's lacking the spiritual component. And here the thinking is that we're showing that vertical line, the red line, right in the middle, but it could appear at any time or multiple times where it intersects with karmic time. And this just relates to the fact that we've all had a moment now and then where everything is perfect. No hassle, no worries, you feel like one with the universe. It doesn't last, but it's real. So we can think of this as spiritual time. In the spiritual experience we have, it transcends ordinary time. We can't keep it going, but in our tradition, it suggests to us what life might be like in this, either to a Buddha who's already enlightened and is walking, living among us, or more likely, more commonly in our tradition, what it might be like living in Amida's Pure Land. And if you stay and come to enough services, you'll hear people talk about Amida's Pure Land as it's described in the sutras, in which it's often presented in its literal form. That is, that when we die, we may not be Buddhas yet, but we will awaken, we'll be reborn in this Buddha field or this Buddha land where everything is Dharma. We learn from everything. Our understanding is purified in this wonderful land, and it goes on forever, for eons beyond imagination. The Buddhist term kalpa refers to how long it would take if there were a stone pyramid a mile high, and once every 100 years, an angel or a deva descended from the heavens and brushed it with its wing. A kalpa is how long it would be to go ahead and reduce that mile-high to rubble. In other words, an unthinkable amount of time, time beyond imagination. But we're told that we may inhabit Buddha's Pure Land for kalpas, and then becoming Buddhas, we don't stay there. It's not an eternal home. It's sort of like a finishing school or graduate school. We get to a certain level of capabilities. We're true Buddhas, so the best thing that we can do is to come back as bodhisattvas to help the rest of us, those of us who are not awake. And in this tradition, we have a great name for those folks. I'm among them, which is Bombu. It's kind of a humorous name in some ways, meaning ignorant being maybe, or even foolish being. And we're encouraged to recognize the fact that we're ignorant, foolish beings, because we are from time to time. So of the Nitai concept, it's Amita's Pure Land or absolute truth is one way to think about this experience that we have, a timeless experience in which we're one with everything. And again, on the horizontal line, that's conventional truth. We can also call it samsaric truth. But I wanted to give you a couple of examples. Two of them I put on the slide. This is an example from Renyo Shonin's Gobunsho, or Epistle on White Ashes, which some of you know because it's often read at funerals. Here's the little snippets from the English. As we deeply observe the transient form of human life, we realize that in this world, from the beginning to the end, what is momentary and passing is the illusory course of human life. Thus, we have not heard anyone receiving human form which lasts for 10,000 years. The course of life ebbs very rapidly, not knowing whether it will come today or tomorrow. Those who depart before us are as countless as the drops of dew. It's a very sobering but true statement about our lives in this world. And for that reason, let's call it conventional truth. The Buddha's teachings represented by Renyo as conventional truth. Now here's an example of absolute truth. I chose to do this instead of talking about the Pure Land just because it comes from another tradition, so you understand how the Nitai concept covers Buddhism in general. Thich Nhat Hanh, in a little essay called No Birth, No Death, Only Transformation, has these remarkable things to say. Life is always with death at the same time. Not only before, life cannot be separated by death. Where there is life, there is death, and where there is death, there is life. This needs some meditation to understand. There is no birth and no death. There is only transformation. So transformation is possible, is real, and birth and death are not. They are not real. What you call birth and death are only transformation. So those are pretty heavy statements, but they actually do harmonize with the Pure Land. And just as a parenthesis, for those of us who hear about the Pure Land often in sutras, it's an appropriate doctrine for our tradition. Even at the beginning, that discussion was meant to be understood in two ways, in a kind of Nitai way. That is, that one is as a metaphor, as a poetic description of what spirituality might mean to us in this life, and the other, the literal one, is an example of absolute truth. I hasten to add that when people go ahead and put their hands together in Gassho, those distinctions don't mean as much. So you may have noticed in the diagram there was a little green circle as well. And I just wanted to suggest a few things what that green circle might mean. Obviously, it's the intersection of conventional truth and absolute truth. It could mean Shinjin. In our tradition, that means awareness. It means that we have come to a level of understanding that from which there's no backsliding. Once we achieve that level of understanding, it means that our path on the Buddhist journey is assured. But it also means the Nembutsu. So I'm just encouraging folks that when we go ahead and recite the name of Amida Buddha, Namo Amida Butsu, you begin to develop that experience or sensation of both absolute spiritual time as well as karmic time. So to repeat, Nembutsu can be seen as the intersection of samsara and the pure land of karmic time and karmic liberation from time, of conventional truth and absolute truth. One last set of examples, and we'll be finished. But one example has to do with people. We're encouraged throughout Buddhism to be good, ethical people. Buddhism is not like most other religions. It didn't start out to be a religion. The Buddha didn't say, oh, I'm going to start a new religion. He wanted to share his understanding of how to deal with suffering. And from our perspective, we could say it's about 1/3 philosophy, 1/3 ethics, and 1/3 religion, because there are some belief issues. There's some things that do make sense as religion. But that 1/3 on ethics, we talk about all the time. Right views, right thought, right speech, or appropriate views, appropriate speech, appropriate action. And yet, Shinran Shonin, as quoted in the Tani Sho, says that if, as a good person, you are allowed to enter the pure land, Amida's pure land, to become a Buddha, how much more so the evil person? So that's the view of absolute truth. The view that we should be good people, we want to be ethical people. What I told the Dharma school students, be kind. That's what we want to do. That's what we try and do to the best of our ability. That's conventional truth. That's what we should be doing. So when you see or you feel a real conflict between some of the presentations that you hear today or hear at other Buddhist services, just keep in mind the concept of two truths, the concept of two benefits. And even if you are more interested in the truth and the benefits that affect your everyday life, that's not wrong. I mentioned duality and non-duality or oneness. Only in this world, on the left side of that diagram, if you will, or the horizontal line at the bottom of the diagram, in that reality, there's duality. For experience along that red vertical line, absolute truth, there is no duality. So that's why you'll hear at various times in Mahayana Buddhism especially that to the enlightened person, this is the Pure Land. We are already living that wonderful life where everything is Dharma, where we have no worries or cares, the end of karma. We can just exist without time. So I know that these are concepts and you have real problems in your lives, but I hope that some of these concepts might help you in applying the teachings of Buddhism to this karmic world, this samsaric world. I really thank you for your attention. Please put your hands together in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namadabs, namadabs, namadabs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill, for your Dharma message. Will you all please rise for the Gatha Ondoksan on page 128? Please be seated. We'll now have a closing meditation, and the recitation that I've chosen is the translation of Ondoksan, the song that we just sang. Please put your hands together in Gassho. The debt of gratitude I owe to Amida's great compassion. I will proclaim until my life disintegrates into dust. The debt of gratitude I owe to my Dharma teachers. I will express until my bodily form is finally shattered. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Wanted to thank our minister's assistants, Bill Teague, Yukari Williams, and Katie Sumida, our musician, Robert Yamamoto, for the beautiful music, and our live stream person here, Ricky Cheeks, and also Peter Masuda, who is guarding our office downstairs. So thank you all for attending, and we invite you to refreshments downstairs in our dining hall at Hospitality, and please feel free to offer incense. Thank you.